This is a deck review for the Blue LTD by Ellusionist. Now, to be honest, I was expecting to really like this deck, but I can only give it a 6 out of 10 due to some reasons I'll go through here in a minute. But first, let me show you a couple of things I do like about the deck. One thing I do like is the back design. I think it looks nice. Here's some more of the back design. You can see it in action. And the other thing I like is the faces of the cards. They have got a cool color combination going here. Here's one of the court cards, and here's one of the red ones. They look nice, and they have small indices here for the numbers, so that's cool too. Another thing to be aware of with this deck is that the cards are a little more thin and pliable than you would normally expect from an Ellusionist deck. So that can be a pro or a con, depending on your preference. Now here are the aspects of the deck I didn't care for as much. With the red LTD, the entire box was red, including the inside, which had a nice look. This one's white on the inside. If you compare it, this is what it could have looked like if they'd made the inside blue. It could have looked real nice. Now, admittedly, I don't care too much about the boxes, but I thought I would mention it. The other thing to be aware of is that this deck gives off the appearance of having a very large white border. It's actually a standard size white border, but when you compare with another deck, you can see this second inner white border gives it a composite look of being overall larger, and you'll see this in the fans. Now here are some fans so you can see what I'm talking about. There, it's largely white showing, even with a one-handed fan. You don't get too much of the back design showing, unfortunately. This also comes through in lapel spreads too, which I'm finding slightly difficult on this deck for some reason. I don't know why. Let's try it again. There, you can see some of the design, but it's mostly white. And now for the giant fan. Oh, and by the way, the deck ferrules just fine. There's no problem there. And now for the special cards of the deck. Here's the Ace of Spades. It's a cool design. Here's the boring ad card that no one ever cares about and wants to throw away right now. Here are the two jokers, and these actually look very nice. And the one extra card that came with the deck was a Queen of Hearts. But the only thing that's different is this one is a red back. So you can actually compare the blue and the red back here together. And I have to say that the red one looks much more awesome. It kind of just pops in comparison to this blue one. Overall, I like the deck more than I don't like it. I think the back design looks nice, especially when you just have a card by itself. But when you have the cards in a fan, this thick border kind of doesn't look as nice. And I like to fan my decks, so it depends on how you plan to use the deck. I think in retrospect, if I could go back in time, I would have ordered 6 of the decks instead of 12 of them. Also, if I could go back in time, I'd buy more Google stock.